South Korea and the United States will launch their annual large-scale military exercise this month to bolster readiness against North Korean threats, the Allies said Thursday, in a move likely to irritate Pyongyang amid a prolonged stalemate in diplomacy. According to Associated Press Ulchi Freedom Shield, the second of two large-scale exercises held annually in South Korea, following another set of drills in March, typically involves thousands of troops in computer-simulated command post training and combined field exercises. The August 18, 28 exercise may trigger an angry reaction from North Korea, which calls the joint drills invasion rehearsals and often uses them as a pretext to dial up military demonstrations and weapons tests aimed at advancing its nuclear program. Doubling down on its nuclear ambitions, North Korea has repeatedly rejected Washington and Seoul's calls to resume diplomacy aimed at winding down its weapons program, which derailed in 2019. The North has now made Russia the priority of its foreign policy, sending thousands of troops and large amounts of military equipment to support Moscow's war in Ukraine. About 18,000 South Korean troops will take part in this year's Ulchi Freedom Shield exercise, South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff spokesperson, Colonel Lee Sung Joon, said during a joint briefing with U.S. Forces Korea, which did not disclose the number of participating U.S. troops. Both Colonel Lee and U.S. Forces Korea Public Affairs Director Colonel Ryan Donald downplayed speculation that South Korea's new liberal government, led by President Lee Jae-myung, sought to downsize the exercise to create momentum for dialogue with Pyongyang, saying its scale is similar to previous years. However, Colonel Lee said about half of the exercise's originally planned 40 field training programs were postponed to September due to heat concerns.
한미는 연합방위태세 확립을 위해 8월 18일부터 28일까지 UFS 연습을 시행하기로 하였습니다.
UFS 25 is an annual exercise that is defensive in nature. By incorporating realistic threats, lessons learned from recent conflicts, it will serve as an opportunity to further strengthen the alliance's readiness and capabilities through combined, joint, all-domain operations. What's important to remember is the quality of the training that will occur, if it's during the FTX or during these next 11 days or later. It's the quality that's important because what this does is build our readiness and strengthens our posture to defend the Republic of Korea against any threat or any adversary.
다만 극심한 폭염에 따른 훈련 여건의 보장, 연중 균형된 연합방위태세 유지 등 다양한 요소들을 종합적으로 검토한 후 한미 간 긴밀한 협의를 통해 일부 훈련을 다음 달로 조정하여 시행하기로 하였습니다.
On the night of August 6th, the Tatsinskaya railway station in the Rostov region of Russia, which is used for transporting fuel and grain, was attacked by drones for the second time in the past 24 hours. Ukrainian kamikaze drones struck the railway station as cargo tanks were parked. As a result, several explosions and fires occurred. There were no reports of casualties. According to reports, the incident caused delays in the movement of trains. An oil depot in the Bryansk region of Russia was also attacked by Ukrainian drones. Local residents said that the attack began around 5 a.m. and that multiple explosions occurred at 10 a.m. A fire is said to have broken out in the area where the drones fell. Elizaveta Putin, alleged daughter of Russian President Vladimir Putin, publicly spoke about a man who destroyed her and took millions of lives. She didn't name anyone, but media reports say she was apparently referring to the Kremlin leader. German newspaper Bild obtained a series of posts on Telegram by the 22-year-old as she wrote, "It's liberating to be able to show my face to the world again. It reminds me of who I am and who destroyed my life." Putin didn't explicitly name Putin in either post, but has also never shot down the popular theory surrounding her true parentage. The budding artist was born in 2003 after a suspected affair between Putin and her mother, Svetlana, the president's then housekeeper. The bombshell was first revealed after a 2020 investigation by Russian media outlet Pretext, citing her phenomenal resemblance to Putin. He isn't listed on her birth certificate, but Vladimirovna was included, translating to daughter of Vladimir. In 2021, slain journalist and Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny exposed Putin's Instagram, which highlighted her life of luxury and her family's staggering wealth that many have attributed to their connection with the disgraced Russian president. Even without official confirmation, Elizaveta's vocal of Putin's actions has placed her in a precarious and symbol position, representing internal dissent within Russia's elite. While Putin originally celebrated life in the spotlight, she retreated after Russia invaded Ukraine in 2021 and her Instagram was suddenly shut down. She's since returned, but was more reserved at first, hiding her face in many photos. She's now seemingly changed her tune, and swapped sides on the devastating war after previously mourning her inability to make an extra lap around my beloved St. Petersburg. Putin has since denounced her previous Gucci-encrusted lifestyle of obscene wealth and speaks openly against her supposed father's massacre in Ukraine while working in a Parisian art gallery specializing in anti-war works. While she has been outspoken in her condemnation of the war in Ukraine, some critics question her authenticity and argue she should not be in positions where she may interact with Ukrainians. In response, Putin wrote, "Am I really responsible for the activities of my family, who can't even hear me?" In earlier posts, she reflected on her former lifestyle, expressing disillusionment with the wealth and notoriety that came from her family connections. Her public statements now reflect a shift toward advocacy and personal independence. Putin is also reportedly the father of 2 additional children, sons aged 10 and 6, with former Olympic gymnast Alina Kabayeva, though no official confirmation has been provided.